hell.
So much to talk about.
Holy hell.
So much to talk about.
Bless you just for showing up. Just shot out of a cannon beautifully. At
pro.
JSS98Rock. At JSS98Rock on Twitter. I just put a link up to the Magooby's Joke House this weekend, and I'm telling you, click the link now. Buy the tickets. Jay Farrow, they're going to sell out, and they're going to sell out like this morning.
Hey.
So tomorrow's first show already sold out.
Yeah.
Tomorrow late show, it's on its way, and there's a few left for the early one tonight.
Yep.
7 o'clock. So again, at JSS98Rock, joining us in studio, SNL alumni,
6
Chesapeake,
seasons.
Virginia.
Chris Rock, man. Hey, what's up, man? Damn, man.
How many-
specials dropping? Feels good, man.
Tomorrow night.
Yeah, live on Netflix. Okay, never been done before. Okay,
Live wire.
even the hand.
The hand. He's got
never
the claw.
been. Yeah, like I've got the tiny Tim hands, man. Full glorious food, man.
Did you ever explain why he does that with his hands? Well, Chris, explain why you do that with your hands.
Because I'm special, man. Like, come on, man. I've got the penguin fingers from Batman, man. Like, I'm on.
He's Oswald Cobblepot. Oh my God!
I would love to see like Chris. He doesn't use it. He scoops his cereal out with his fingers. He just
doesn't
gets
use
in
his
there.
spoon.
He just skips in there. He pours almond milk and then Captain Crunch, and it's just fingers. He just
God.
goes in there.
So 6 seasons of SNL. What, 200 plus impressions? You're
200
kind of,
plus impressions. 6 seasons on SNL,
Does
man.
that,
What the heck?
After
What
6
the
years of
hell?
that, are you just spent?
Fried?
Yeah.
Burn.
I mean,
Everyone
I
hears
don't
about
know.
like the Tuesday. What is it?
Everybody's different because Keenan's been up there for 500 years, and I'm like, I don't know how the
My
hell.
friend Brooks Whelan was on there for
Oh
one.
snap! You're friend. Oh,
Me and
you're
Brooks
friend
are
with
boys.
Brooks.
Yeah,
Oh,
Brooksy and I are
I
boys,
love
and
Brooks.
he was
Yeah,
one
I
done.
did not like it at all.
That's Brooks. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was just, they hated me, bro. They hated me over there. It's crazy. Wow. They did not like me.
Okay, all right. Hold on. So that leads me to my next question.
That's another one of the 200. Brooks Whelan.
Dude, that you talk. Brooks
No.
Whelan, by the way, on tour now. The guy got a bad shake on there. He should have
Yeah,
lasted many
man.
seasons. But Brooks would say, and we've asked a lot of SNL alumni that have been on the
course.
show
Yeah.
before.
Legendary.
Well, what's it like? Like Scott alluded to the
Tuesday
Tuesdays,
night
the night of
and-
the rehearsal. But
Right.
what Brooks and I would talk about, he said that writer's room
Yeah.
was a piranha tank. He said, and then this is one man's opinion, and many people have again. Ask Keenan. He's probably he's in love with the place. The place is in love with him. But he said, like, trying to get sketches through and trying to get
Right.
writers on your side.
Yeah.
Like, at first, it was just like, who can I partner up with? Who can I click up with?
That's how it is. You
Get
have-
the idea through.
You wanna get a culmination of writers together that have your back. So even when you're not writing sketches, you can't. They're constantly putting you in there.
Like, we got
Yeah.
something for Jay. This
Yeah.
is a Jay vehicle. Let's
Right.
put him in this, even if
Right.
you didn't come up with it.
Right. That never really happened for me. I mean, did it? I mean, sometimes it would be spotty for me. Like, shout out to people over there. Brian Tucker, great dude. John Solomon, Rob Klein, Kent Sublett, James Anderson. Those folks pretty much were the ones who were writing stuff for me or whatever, or would put me in things. And man, it was just it's some people just don't last in that. Like I would be one who would write a few sketches a week, and then they get pulled before they get to the table. Sometimes they got through, but when you're there from and I would be there from sometimes 2 p.m. to 11 a.m. the next morning writing sketches, then they would get pulled, and I'm like, this is ridiculous.
Was it difficult to get sketches through if they were mainly involving voices, or did you have other sketches?
No, I had the other sketches, that required performance and all of that. Those wouldn't get through. But it was kind of hard for me. I couldn't even write "bitch" in a sketch, and they would pull it.
Oh yeah,
and then it made no sense to me, because then on air they had sketches they pushed through where the person said talking about the D or something like that, and I'm just sitting there like, I can't say bitch, but he could say He could talk about his manhood.
Is it a lot of politics?
It is political.
Like,
it is political.
I don't mean, yeah, just like within whatever.
Absolutely. Every place, I'm going to tell you, but I mean, I had highs at that place. I had lows at that place. But the experience, it's nothing like it because you gather so many relationships from that place, man. And that's what it's all about. It's about
Six
About your
Seasons is a
tools.
good
It's
rip.
about how
Yeah,
many
Six
tools
Seasons
you
is a
got in
good
your
rip,
tool
yeah.
bag, and you probably left there with so many new tools in your tool bag, and they were so
absolutely.
sharpened that you could feel like you can go into any room and do anything.
I could do 5 Tyler Perry movies in a day.
Yes, exactly.
Jay Farrow.
I mean, if you're there 2 p.m. to 11
Yeah.
a.m., you're like, wait, I got to be here from 2 p.m. to 9? Oh, okay, I'm good.
Yeah, man, it's 2 p.m. to 11 a.m. in the morning the next day. I mean, I was lucky. I was a kid when I was 22, man.
Yeah.
So, I had a little more energy. Maybe I had a little more energy than needed. You know what I mean? It was gratuitous energy. Because people were like, whoa, this guy, we need to turn him off. You know what I mean? But I did learn a lot from that place, man. And I remember Chris Rock would tell me,
We gotta get you in more sketches. Like, we gotta get you in more sketches. Okay. 2 sketches a week. You gotta write 2 sketches a week, okay? 2 sketches a week, okay?
and I would write 3, and then they would not make it. And I'm like, hey, man.
Did they make it to Lauren? Like, Lauren he's the patriarch. He's the bottleneck of it all. Would every sketch get to him?
No,
or would
no,
some
no,
get
no,
to
no.
some others around him?
I mean, it's pretty much a script supervising guy.
Okay.
Who I don't want to say his name. I'm not going to say his name. You can look up the credits, see who runs the script department over there. But it's one dude that looks at he's the gatekeeper.
He'd be the logjam.
And he's like, if he doesn't get it, it doesn't go through. Then it's not going to the table.
Jay Farrow joining us in
Yeah.
studio, Magoobies this weekend. I put a ticket link at JSS90 Rock, and I can't stress it enough. One show out of 4 is already sold out. The others have minimal tickets left. Buy them. He's currently, Lorne Michaels, he's 78. Does he eventually? How? Two-part question.
He's gonna live to be 200. He eats titty beans every day.
I was gonna say.
He eats edamame. Oh, I can't say that word.
No,
You
we
can't
got
say
you.
beans.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
The T word.
He eats breast beans every day.
And
Is
now
that cool?
it's got to feel like you're back at SNL right
Yeah.
now, right?
I'm like, oh, here we
the
go
things
again.
you can't say around here make me want to pull my eyeball
No,
out.
I said bitch, and it was fine.
You're
So,
fine. Yeah. So
fine.
with Lorne Michaels, he's 78. He's how plugged into pop culture is he?
Oh my
still?
gosh, he's still a hip.
Has he
dude.
got ears to the track?
I was talking to Lord over Christmas holiday, and we were texting back and forth for like 2 hours just riffing. And I was like, yo, I would have wanted to do this on the show. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's like, I'm talking to you now, we're riffing now, but I'm like, it kind of don't mean nothing. Like, you know,
Now
that's
it's a little
empty
too late.
calories.
I mean, hey, but to put my bid in there to host, I mean, hey, I got 4 movies dropping this year, and I'm just hoping that I can get up there and when you have something to promote, you go up there. You know what I mean? I feel like it'd be time. I'll be a good homecoming. You know what I mean?
That'd be
Come
fun.
back.
That'd be
really
Now
fun.
you've done obviously the Chris Rock a couple times since you've been up here, and obviously the yin to his yang at this point is the Will Smith. But the Chris Rock is a very stylized impression, right? But then the Will Smith, it's like, how do you even do a Will Smith impression? But then when you hear it, you're like, oh my God. It's
Yeah. Yeah, Howard, it's like crazy. The thing is, I tried to apologize, to Chris and his mother and his family, but you know what? At that time, man, I was just totally gone. There was yo, I was literally, I'm telling you, when I got up, I was like, you know what? I'm King Richard right now. You know what I mean? I'm Ali,
dude.
I'm Mike Lowry, and that kind of played negatively, because I've been I have been Hollywood's clean cut dude for years, and then
You just couldn't take it.
Yeah, I couldn't take it because everybody was talking
Is it Jada?
about Jada sleeping with this guy August, and
That's right.
you know what? I just couldn't take it because I wasn't used to that type of scrutiny. Because for years, they've just all applauded me as Hollywood's golden boy, and then you got this dude who comes out and just puts his wiener in your wife. And if I'm nice enough to allow you to stick your wiener in my box that I could legitimately lose half of my money for, the least you could do, August, is don't say a damn thing about it.
Wow.
Yeah.
So when
You know what I mean?
When did you know that you had this talent? And
Oh man,
yeah.
I was 6.
6. So I'm guessing that you were starting to make fun of family members.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Did they get mad at you?
No, it was. I mean, I would make fun of. Dude, I grew up. I'm from an apostolic household, so
I don't know what is that.
apostolic. It's just another denomination of Christianity, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's like no different than Baptist, Presbyterian, all that bull stuff, whatever. But there were crazy people in the church, and I would imitate them. And I didn't know that this person was addicted. You know what I mean? I didn't know this person.
And then you're performing for family when you come home, probably ripping it up. Let's do some sports with Val. We'll come back. I want to continue Speed's question here about did families get bugged out, offended? I want to talk about the celebrities that might have approached you and gone, Jay, sounds like you do a real good me. You mind doing it in front of me real quick? Stick around. Coming up, more with Jay Farrow, Magoobies all weekend long after sports.
8:33, time for sports. Here is Valerie Preactor, and of course, we're joined by Jay Farrow. He's going to be at Magoobies Joke House tonight and tomorrow night. Tickets going fast, so head on over to Magoobies website, get some tickets. Magoobies Joke House. What's up, Val?
What's up? How we doing?
I just want to sell this thing out
good.
before he
How are
leaves
you?
the studio. Do that for me. I want him to leave in 10 minutes because he just got a notification on his phone. All shows sold out.
Oh,
no
damn.
promotions needed.
Wow,
That's
what a
what you
birthday
need.
gift.
Nah,
That's dope.
It's your birthday?
No.
Oh.
I mean, but you ain't gonna see me on my birthday, so it'll be a good
True.
present.
Hey,
whatever
also,
happens.
you're going to see a friend of ours. Dude's coming up tonight. His name's Jason Wong.
Okay.
He couldn't be more normal, couldn't be more sweet. I want to know why I had to preference that because you probably get a lot of psychos. Dude's got a baseball. He has people autograph baseballs. He has a wall.
Is it from people from SNL or
Anybody.
just anybody?
I mean,
Okay,
anybody
gotcha.
of prominence like yourself. He's going to ask you to sign a baseball. Jay, I'm telling you, this guy Jason Wong's great, and he's got a
Okay.
baseball, fresh one, ready for you to sign. He's going to add it. He probably has an SNL alumni section. You'll be in between Sandler and Nealon or something.
I'll sign right next to Bill Murray, and I'll be like, "You tried to hit me, but it didn't work because I body slammed you." I'm gonna go ahead.
Hell yeah! What's up, Val?
So for the Ravens, general manager Eric DeCosta spoke at the NFL Scouting Combine this week about a lot of things, including the status of Lamar Jackson, but also their draft plans regarding available wide receivers. But that also includes free agent wide receivers, as the deadline for that comes around March 15th. But this is what he said this week.
If I had an answer, that means I would probably have some better receivers, I guess. We keep trying. I think there's a lot of things that go along with that position. Sometimes it is tied to the quarterback, and I think it's tied to things like durability. We're going to keep swinging.
So this response from Eric DeCosta triggered Ravens wide receiver Rashad Bateman, and he went to Twitter, and he was not happy with DeCosta pointing the finger at his players instead of taking the blame. And Bateman he later apologized, but this is what the tweet wrote, which is since deleted. How about you play to your players' strength and stop pointing the finger at us and number 8 in Lamar Jackson. Blame the one you let do this. We take heat 24/7, period. Next sentence. And keep us healthy. Care about us. See what happens. Ain't no promises, though, but tired of y'all lying and capping on players for no reason. How is that?
What?
I don't know.
What do you mean? How was that?
He's pissed. Yeah, that was that. He's
like,
angry.
This is like if Lorne Michael went on a press conference and said, "You're not funny."
Oh wow.
That's the dig.
Yeah, read the very first part, or actually play the very first part of DeCosta one more time.
So he's answering a question that's talking about their wide receivers.
If I had an answer, that means I would probably have some better receivers, I guess.
Right there. That's the
Yeah.
part that was the
And
finger
you're
to
the
the
Ravens
ribs.
wide receiver, and you hear that, you go, wait, what?
Wait, what? What?
Yeah. Like, I'm on your team. What do you mean I'm not good?
First of all, I would like to say that that's blasphemous. I'm totally incredulous that he would say something like that. In the way and be so disrespectful. How dare you? How dare you? You've got those kids out there. You got those kids out there just risking themselves, doing all this, and you're going to talk about them like that. You know, that's just ridiculous, blasphemous. How about you get your ass up there and get out there and then hit somebody there? How about you get the CTE? Because that's what they're dealing with. How about you get the CTE? You mess around. Now you're talking like Tom Brady. You know Tom Brady told him, hey, he got the little thing. All those players, they've got something with them because they get hit so hard. So how about you stop talking trash, Smack? Make it clear, make it lucid, get out there and play for them then,
Now,
since you want to talk trash.
do you think they should also be able to maybe smoke some weed to decompress off the field?
Stay off the weed.
That's one of my favorite, dude. Stephen A. when he goes into the weed.
Stay off the weed. Stay off the weed, people. Listen, now I understand in some places it's legal, but listen, when it comes down to that, when it comes down to the field, you should not be able to smoke anything. Ridiculous. Blasphemous, ridiculous. Inconspicuous, Leviticus, insidious, inceptious.
While we have Stephen A.
and
Smith,
Vatican.
from joining us from First Take, we got Stephen A. Smith.
Hey, how you doing, brother? What's going on?
If I could ask you, Lamar Jackson, we're just wondering, Stephen A., does he re-sign with the team or does he get traded to somebody else?
If I was Lamar Jackson, I wouldn't listen. I don't stay in relationships that are abusive to me. So listen, hey, if he wants to leave, look, take the Kyrie route. Take the Kyrie route. If they're talking bad about you, get your ass out of there.
What do you think of Stephen A. for real? Like, the man's a genius.
He is a genius, and also that's my uncle. We can't say anything about him. October the 14th, he was born. We have the same birthday. And he reminds me of my Uncle Patrick, so I'm not going to say anything bad
You're
about
right,
Stephen A.
October 14, 1967, 55,
Absolutely.
the pride of the Bronx, New York.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Blasphemous. Go ahead and finish the report. I didn't mean to cut in on you. Go ahead and finish the report. I'm sorry. I'm totally sorry right now. I'm sorry. But I'm not being spurious about this. I'm being...
My God, I'm crying.
Come on.
Val, you were
so
saying?
good.
Let him skip. What else you got on there?
Oh, got Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp joining us in studio.
Look, what else you got over there to talk about? Because I want to cover some topics as well. I want to cover a couple of topics as well.
Yes, let's
So I
get
want
to
you
it.
I want you to talk about a topic, and then I'm going also chime in, and I'm gonna give my little 2 cents while I'm sitting here.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
Jay Farrow.
If you got a Michael Irvin in you, I will fall out.
Oh man, Michael Irvin. I got Michael Irvin. Dang.
Joe, could you do me a quick favor? Bring me that small bag of powder in the upper right-hand corner of your work desk, and you'll have a Michael Irving after that.
Does he do that much? Does
Just.
he? Okay.
I think he's clean.
Okay.
Know.
He is.
Back in the day. I mean,
Back
look
in
at
the day,
90s Dallas Cowboys.
he did a lot of it.
Oh, he'd be skiing in
Hell
August.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's how he was. Okay.
No, he hit the slopes in July.
He hit the slopes. That is a real good way to put that.
Thank you.
That's I've never heard that one before. Got to use it. If I did it, I would use it, but I don't, so I'm not.
My man. Valerie, please.
So we'll see. We'll get some more Ravens news next week, hopefully, when they get back from the Combine. But at the Combine in Indianapolis this weekend, there was a defensive lineman yesterday that stood out in that 40-yard dash. University of Pittsburgh's Kalijah Cansey recorded a 4.67 run. That's the fastest run time at the Combine for a defensive tackle, a big fella, since 2003. 4.67. You think you could run a 4.67? We got to start doing like a 40-yard dash out here in the hallway.
Oh, we've
I
done
would
it.
do
We
it.
did one in the parking lot. We'll do it again.
Yeah, I would
well
do it.
into the fives.
I'm probably slow, but
The only time I would be able to run that fast is if I was trying to steal something. I would look. I ain't even gonna lie to you. Listen. I'm one of the strongest people you ever gonna meet in your life. Okay, I'm one of the strongest people you ever gonna meet in your life. But look, I'm 50 years old. Okay, Skip. The knees ain't there no more, Skip. You understand, Skip? Skip. If I run too fast, what's gonna happen is my knees gonna burn out just like the track on the treadmill, and I don't want that to happen. You don't want it to happen either, because you don't want to see me falling, stumbling, and stuttering at the same time. You don't want to see that.
Valerie, if you ever want to see like a non-athlete run these, and I'm not talking about us, I'm talking to somebody of prominence. I'm thinking of somebody like, I don't know, the top of the hip hop industry. I'm thinking like, how fast do you think Jay-Z could run?
Yeah.
Oh,
you
not
know,
fast.
Nah, because I do run fast because it's
Do
a lot.
you?
Yeah. Yeah, I exercise every day, you know. Yeah, I actually I run 9 miles every day, you know, just to
just to, just to like, keep Beyonce off me and the babies,
You gotta be able to run from her. She's a mean.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's
yeah.
fair.
The Beehive is, it's extended.
Wait, what about like
Yeah.
a Kevin Hart? He's pretty
Yeah.
short.
What about if Kevin ran that fast, his legs would be on fire.
Do you do any women's voices?
Oh my God.
Yeah, of course.
Who do you do?
Yeah, like probably Meg Thee Stallion and damn, damn, real hot girl stuff. Like for real, I can't believe it. I just met you, so it's hard.
That's
but,
true.
I mean, I could do a generic
Like a
white
Cardi
girl
B?
voice. Of course.
We already have that covered.
Oh man. Oh man.
Oh my God.
Sorry, Val.
Caucased.
Damn. Oh my God.
Caucased. Do you take this type of abuse every morning? Do you
Every
take
morning.
this?
Yeah, every morning.
You just roll with the punches.
That's why you got to be thick-skinned here.
Yeah, you
Yep.
got
They're teaching me well.
It's Caucased and
Also,
hollandaised.
a lot of it
Caucased is
right
now in
over
the
my head.
nomenclature.
Right over your head?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
my
They'll hit me in
God.
the face with like, what are they? The pop culture references?
Yeah, yeah.
I just don't even get them.
Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. You don't have to take what they're giving you. You understand what I'm saying? Build your own brand. Get out there. Come up with your own thing, and then they're gonna work for you. Swear to God, that's how it works. Tell you what, bam. I used to work in a shoe. Used to be a shoe salesman. Used to be a shoe salesman. People back in the day, you used to sell feet. You know what I'm saying? You sell shoes. Used to sniff toes, just like Eddie Murphy. Bam. That's what I did, right? All those people that used to work at that place, now they work for me. Swear to God, they do. Why? Because I went back and I said, "Hey, bitches, if you don't work for me." If you don't work for me, I'm gonna tell what you did. You all used to smell the sneakers just like I did. Listen, it's something about a nice foot. You know what I'm saying? Nice foot. I like foot. Bam. When you get right in the middle and you start massaging it, damn. I'm gonna tell you what it does. Tell you why. I'm trying to save your marriage. Bam. If you get the middle of the toe. At the big toe, right under there, you start massaging it. Bam. Then you go to the middle of the foot. I swear, WAP all day. Cardi B all day. WAP, whoppity wop.
Oh my God.
What's it like working with The Rock, Kevin?
Rock's a big man. Rock's a big guy. When I see The Rock, I automatically feel like a toddler. Swear to God. I feel like a toddler next to you. Why? You're 5'10". Bam. I'm 4 foot -11. Bam. Listen, my blood type is Hobbit, swear to God. My blood type is Ewok. You know what I'm saying? Jabberwocky. Bam.
You guys like been on movies? Like you've been on movies. I'm assuming he has his own trailer and stuff. But have you ever seen him naked? I wonder.
Who, The Rock?
Yeah.
Listen. Pause. First of all, why would I want to see The Rock naked?
I'm curious.
I don't want to see The Rock's rocks. Why would I want to do that? Listen, Jabroni, The Rock says this. Listen.
Oh God.
Jabroni,
because you just, yeah. I think you're really cool. I think you have a lot of talent, and you could do better. You know, that's what The Rock says. I'm just playing. I don't know. What we doing?
Oh my God.
What we doing?
All right, I'll tell you what we do. We gotta catch a breath. We
Hey,
need
man.
to take a breath.
Was that his theme music?
That was it. That was
Yeah,
The
we
Rock.
gotta do the Rock die.
You know
The
something?
Die, Rocky, die.
You know
Oh my God.
something I want to talk about? I want to talk to the white folks on this thing. I want to tell people that it's 50, not 50. And y'all keep saying 50. But you don't have to say 50. You can say 50. It's okay.
It is 50
It
cents.
is
It's
50. It's 50 cent.
That
Yeah.
was at that was one of the most legendary halftime performances we've seen.
Oh, yeah.
When you were upside down, was that difficult?
Yeah, there's a lot of blood rushing to my head. There's a lot of
Coming
blood
up.
rushing to my head.
More with Jay Farrow, Magoobies all weekend long.
Yeah.
Jay, Josh asked a great question prior to us going to break, doing a little sports.
Yep.
About doing impressions in front of your family. When did you first learn the ability? And have you ever encountered someone face to face that because you do hundreds of impressions,
Right.
Somebody that you've done it for, and maybe in their opinion, not the most flattering of lights or whatever.
At first it was Shannon Sharp, but now I refined it. So we now you sound like I do. Because back in the day you didn't sound like I did. I just said, do I really sound like that?
Yes,
do I really sound like
he
that?
came up. He's like, I don't sound like that.
He tweeted it.
did?
He was like, I don't believe I sound like that.
Did he spell it he spelled it like he talks with a lot of
Like,
THs?
oh, come on, man. Come on, man. It was very Porky Pig. It was, okay? There was a lot of that. Also, Kanye West.
Oh.
But, I mean, Kanye is Kanye. It was so funny, man. He called me up back in 2014 after I did an award show, and I did him up there. And he hit me, and he was like, "I appreciate your show. I love what you did, but let me just tell you about like background, like where I'm from. Like both of my parents were Black Panthers, bro." So he talks about himself for 20 minutes.
No kidding.
Like, I don't really get anything in, and then I think we're cool. The next day, he gets on stage in Philadelphia in front of 50,000 people, and he freaking like disses me. I called Jay Farrell right after the MTV Awards. I just said, I appreciate you, but let me just tell you where I came from, fam. I'm a god. It was freaking weird.
When do you find out that he's doing that, by the way? Does your phone just start to explode?
Well, it was already exploding the day before from the award show, but when that happened, they were like, "Yo, Kanye just went off on Jay Farrell. He ethered him up."
You might need to go into hiding for a day or two.
Yeah, no, I was like, I made it. I was like, yo, Kanye West dissed me. I made it. And I thought that I made it. I made it until I saw what Pete Davidson did. I said, that's what you gotta do. You gotta hit the wife.
Had to get on that train.
Literally
that train.
Yeah, man. His track record is, he's got one of the best booty records I have ever seen.
Pete, how do you explain it? I mean, what is the secret?
Yeah, it's just like, bro, like you've just got to be likable and, vulnerable. And when you have a nice thing,
a big penis.
Gigantic.
How big is your penis? Is it big penis?
Oh, yeah. Dude. You wouldn't believe it, dude. It's like, dude, it's big. Dude, it's big, bro. Like I can't believe I have one because I'm white, and I think I am. I mean, I'm pretty much ambiguous. I can be anything. Like look at me, and people don't know what I am because look at my lips. My lips are definitely African American.
I heard somewhere that you once said that you're an introvert, right?
Yeah. I mean, but who isn't, bro? Like. I would take Pornhub over hanging out any day. Like that's just how I feel.
No, I meant you,
Jay.
But Jay, I wanted to ask you, as being an introvert, do you feel most comfortable in these voices, in these impressions?
No.
Are you uncomfortable in your own skin or no?
No, I just know people want to hear it, so I just do it.
Yeah,
I know me. If you have my circle is very small, so the folks that are in it, they know me, and people who are not, they don't. They just I try to give people personality, but that ain't what they want to hear most of the time. Most of the time, they don't give a damn about what I'm talking about. They care more about what Denzel would say about something.
Yeah,
it's people that come up to me during these morning shows, like especially on television, and they'll be like, "Yeah, so what does Denzel think?" I'm like, "About what?" And they just leave it. And it's like you have to fill in the blanks. So I'm like, okay. So I've kind of taken initiative when it comes to me doing interviews and stuff, and I just go ham on it. And I just
What is the downtime, the decompression like for you?
I
mean, are you able to turn it off and just kind of just
absolutely?
Yeah.
When I'm not on, I'm off.
Good.
Are people almost surprised when they get just a genuine off the stage, off the set Jay Farrell, just how maybe subdued you are? It's like, wow, because a lot of people expect occasionally for D- level people of prominence or in the media like us, they expect like Speaks to be Speaks and Scott to be Scott, me to be shot out of a cannon. They're like, God, you are boring.
I'm like,
it's me. I'm at Home Depot on a Saturday. Big weekend planned.
Hey, I'm the same way, bro. Listen, I love going to the movie theaters by myself. Putting on my head.
I love going to the movies by myself.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
It's the best.
It's the best.
I'm not explaining the
plot. Exactly.
And you don't like explain. And you don't got to worry about what time you're picking someone up or where you're going to sit or you sit where you want to sit. You eat what you want to eat.
The thing the thing that grinds my gears. You know what really grinds my gears? That's Peter Griffin. What grinds my gears is like
lowish.
When you lowish your sphincter. When you're sitting there watching a movie for the first time and a person is like, "Yo, so what is this?" Bitch, I don't know. This is my first time in here too.
Yes,
like I'm trying to enjoy the movie just like you. You know what I mean?
The God lover.
Just watch.
My girlfriend will watch a movie. Like I will suggest with like, "Hey, I love this movie. I'll pick one. Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, Bill Murray."
Right.
And half the movie, she's checking her phone, and at the very end, it's like, I didn't understand. Like, you weren't looking. I didn't think it was as good as you made it out to be. And like, this is why I watched stuff
We've been
alone.
together for a long time. We've done the show for a long time. And we've had all walks of comedians and performers in here. And yeah, I mean, when the mics go off, it's just like it can be a different person. It's like, and we realize that and we respect that. We don't expect these people to be the person you present up on stage or on the TV or on the movie. It's like, look,
oh my God, Gilbert Gottfried.
Oh, he's a completely different person.
Oh my God,
completely different
he was
person.
so docile off stage.
Yeah.
I kind of, you know what? I kind of feel like I'm a little like that. When I get on stage, of course, if you start riffing with me, I'll riff with you, whatever. I'll go
that's
on.
fun.
You know what I mean? But most of the time, it's like, yo, you a real chill dude. Yeah, I'm cool, dog. Like, I'm not talking like 50 million people all the time. But Gilbert Gottfried, I was surprised when hey, Jay, how you doing? I was like, yo, who is it? I'm used to, I'm Maltang. You know, you're used to that. Jafar, it can't be that far. Oh my God! Like that's what I'm used to. He gets off stage. He's just
he's so peaceful. David Tell was like that too.
Really?
On stage,
Tell is like that.
Off stage,
Yeah.
I mean, almost monosyllabic, quiet, head down.
Yeah.
Jay Farrow in studio Magoobies this weekend. We got a link for tickets at the Twitter account JSS98Rock Magoobies.com.
At the Twitters. You
And
have to
John
go to the
Lovitz is
Twitters.
another one. Remember we had John Lovitz in here?
John Lovitz was another
Lovitz.
guy that was
He's
real.
great.
He has also very pronounced nipples.
How did you figure that out?
You could
I
see
was
them from
staring.
about 50 yards away.
Yeah.
Does he have those Madonna nipples?
He's got those
he
mommy
does.
milkers. Yes.
You know what I'm talking about with like the pepperoni nipples?
He's got them
on
like
top of
legs.
the pointy joints.
Yeah. He's got the good and plenties.
The iguana breast. You know what I mean? That's what I call them. Like,
Never heard that.
you know, like the eyes, like you know, because
You call them the crab eyes?
yeah,
The crab eyes?
yeah. That's how they look. I'm
The
like,
curious
wait,
lobster?
I can't. I'm getting dizzy watching your chest. You know what I mean? He has that.
Dude,
Oh.
I wanted to place like a breast pump to him and just to slurp some funny out of him.
I'm telling you, he's got to stop. He's got to stop eating them. He's got to stop eating the lawn beans. He can't eat the lawn beans, man.
Dude, it's been said before that like when Weird Al Yankovic would cover a song of somebody, after a while, after he really became like a prominent musician, cultural, icon, Weird Al, the artist would feel honored and be like, "Oh my God, he covered me!
Right.
I've
Yeah.
made it." You had now the opposite of the Kanye story or Shannon Sharp. Have you ever bumped into anybody that was like, "Dude, that is the best impression of me"? I'm honored to have Jay Farrow do me.
I think Jay-Z, but he said it really cool. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, it's that's the way that he because I really listen. Like he really listens and gets the pitch now. Yeah. And a lot of people don't do that, fat comedians. Yeah. We're not going to say the person's
What does
name.
the
Look.
process of refinement look like?
Never feeling, as far as impressions go, never feeling like, me personally, I never put it in my mind that I've mastered somebody fully. I always feel like I can learn more about that person.
Is there a
and
mirror
up it.
involved a lot of times?
A
or no?
beer?
A mirror. Like,
A
are
mirror.
you looking in the mirror? Or?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You got to get the face. The face is the first thing that morphs. And then once you get the face, you kind of just you become the character.
Well, you have the body language too. We've heard some impressions before, but it's merely voice. I mean, your face contorted to resemble Will Smith during Will Smith. And I got to stress this too. I've seen you stand up a bunch of times. It's not just impressions. Like,
Have you seen it live or you've only seen it?
No, I've seen it online. I've seen streaming.
Okay.
No, there's tons of footage of you out there.
Okay.
And there's probably 1,000 hours of Jay Farrow.
Yeah.
And the thing, I would love to see you one day almost just completely upend the whole thing. Here's an hour. You don't get impression one.
Oh yeah, I could.
I know you could.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah.
Especially now. Like when I was younger, I would say it was more like a transitioning thing where, impressions definitely were the bulk of my set. But now, dog, they're like sprinkles. Like if I pulled them out, you would still laugh your ass off. And it's funny because people are starting to say, it was like, yo, I enjoy your stand up more than the impressions now. I was like,
That's
great.
good.
Because it's been a and you've seen online stuff, so you haven't seen it.
I haven't seen you for okay, the bit like everything in Australia can kill you.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you have seen. Okay, that was a good set.
That was a great set. That was a great There wasn't a celebrity in there. It's just everything in Australia wants your ass, and they want it dead.
It can kill you. Everything. Picture Care Bears with assault rifles. That's what I said. It was like, it's wild, man. They got the emu. Oh my God! If the emu kicks you in the middle of your stomach, all of your guts will fall out of your stomach. And a koala bear can not only scratch you, but it can give you chlamydia.
Wow.
That's real. That's real.
Is that a real thing?
Yes. Josh, you
Oh, my
covered
God.
that in your news once.
Wow.
Like, that Australian koalas are just riddled with STDs.
Who the hell is walking around sticking their privates in koala bears? Like, son, get a teddy bear. Don't. It's softer. It doesn't move. It's not going to scratch you. It's much nicer to the wang.
Dude,
why would you? Who's smashing animals? Yo, son, just like they. Wait, didn't they say? Wait,
With that Dave Chappelle bit, where they said, how you get AIDS? Said someone banged a monkey. Like, how does that even? Has that even happened? Like, how do you?
Doesn't even sit still.
How do you condition a monkey? You just, hey, little buddy, hey, come here, yeah, some bananas. Yep, put them by your meat. See if they suck it. Oh. My question is, who is out here smashing orangutans?
Jay Farrell, Magoobies this weekend, Magoobies.com. Dude, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, dude, sell this thing out before noon.